I was thinking about giving up, but it was actually courtesy of the GP. I've got cancer, and they thought the cancer was spreading because I had some peculiarities in both the stomach and the chest. Originally I started smoking probably about 13, so it'll be back in the turn of the 60s. The first thing I remember is going to places like Blackpool on the slot machines, because you could get Black Cat cigarettes that had been in the slot machine probably for years. But it made you feel adult, because back then everybody smoked. It was when I went to college it became a full-time occupation, as it were. Basically peer pressure. Got into an affected group of students, art students, that we were smoking Henry Winterman cigars, Panatellas, because it was very trendy. Yeah, I stopped about 25 years ago and stayed stopped for probably well over 15 years. And I was just on holiday with my brother in the Canary Islands, and a simple conversation, quite innocent, talking to a couple who were laughing and enjoying themselves, and they were smoking small cigars, cheroots. And before I knew where I was smoking one, and the next day I'd bought a packet. So it was that simple to fall off the wagon, as it were. I think at that point it was habitual. Even now, if I get stressed, I'll look for the cigarettes. I think when I went into the doctors, when they actually suggested I went to the smoking clinic, mentally I'd come to a stage where I wanted to give up smoking, because I'd just had 2 weeks after the tests were done of not knowing whether the cancer had spread into the lymphatic system or whether it was something else. And those were 2 weeks I would happily swap for something else. It turned out that both those were totally disassociated with cancer. They were just infections, and he suggested that I stop smoking because that would help the infection in the chest, and I was referred to the smoking clinic. So they made the initial decision, and then obviously went to the smoking clinic, and with the support from the clinic, I just broke the habit. I'm quite grateful, because I suspect I'd be smoking a lot if I was still smoking. I've got rid of 2 infections and I've stopped smoking. So it's been a massive win all the way around. I think it was the fright of it could get worse. Giving up smoking, getting rid of one addiction, it's made me better physically for a start. Typical northern man, I have an allotment, and being able to do more aerobic things, just weeding, digging, mending the frames, building the greenhouse, and not getting short of breath. Tastes come back as well. Food tastes better. I'm surprised how quickly it's all reverted. I don't think I realised just how much I was missing out on, particularly the exercise, walking and going up steps, classic aerobics. I can now walk up there without gasping at the top, wondering what I was doing. My wife's both a habitual smoker and addicted. I thought it would be difficult with her smoking, me giving up with if they're appropriate and handy, but not really. It's sort of, it seems so easy to have given up this time. So I think possibly the mental shift of the last year has put a different spin on it. So it's made it easier for myself. Having seen what I've done, I think possibly there's a shift in her persona about perhaps wanting to reduce smoking. Definitely she's enjoying doing the exercise and getting fitter. So that almost goes hand in hand with reducing smoking, because there's certain exercise you just can't achieve simply if you smoke, like digging.